Now, hello and a very warm welcome. It's the 25th of Saturday, October 2025, and this is Lunchtime News here on KBC Channel 1, coming to you live from Broadcasting House in Kenya's capital, Nairobi. My name is Giverson. Maina. Our sign language interpreter is Byron Abuli. And we go straight to news. We start with Kiambu, where a 9-year-old child was burned to death in Tharuni village, Limuru, in Kiambu County, following a fire outbreak that reduced their 3-room house to ashes. The cause of the fire is yet to be established. According to eyewitnesses, the deceased was a pupil at Rironi Primary School, had been left at home alone by his parents, who had gone to attend to a neighbor's funeral when the tragic incident occurred. Residents who responded swiftly tried to pull out the fire, but were hindered by lack of enough water to extinguish it.
Tukapiga duru, tukaambia mtoto wako kwa nyumba. Sasa tukapiga duru, watu walikuja wachache vijana, lakini maji hakuna.
Umejaribu kuita zimamoto, lakini haikuwezekana kufika hapa kwa sababu ya uharibifu wa njia.
Wakati shule zimefungwa, ningewahimiza wazazi waangalie watoto wao. Hakuna jambo lingine.
And away from that, the Orange Democratic Movement ODM party has officially commenced campaigns to recapture the Magarini seat that fell vacant after the elections of Harry Kombe were nullified by the courts following irregularities in the voting process. Kilifi Governor Gideon Mung'aro, accompanied by Senator Stewart Madzayo, Women Representative Gertrude Mbeyu, Kilifi South Member of Parliament Ken Chonga, and party officials from the county held a series of county hall meetings in Sabaki Ward to drum up a support for Kombe, who is touted as the broad-based government candidate. Take a look.
Kufanya siasa, kufanya kampeni si right. Lakini sisi tukishikilia huyu kila mtu Magarini akisema ni Kombe, nani anatupiga sisi? Hakuna. Nani ataingilia kati? Ni imani kubwa sana ya kwamba watu wa Magarini watasimama na Kombe.
Now, on to health matters. Rotarians in Kenya have underscored their commitment to partner with the government and other stakeholders engaged in efforts to eradicate polio in the country. Speaking in Nairobi during a walk to mark World Polio Day, Werimo Njage, the district governor, a Rotary District 9212, which comprises members drawn from Kenya, Ethiopia, Eritrea, and South Sudan, revealed plans by the Rotarians to support a vaccination campaign in Migori next month, which is about to target thousands of vulnerable children in border regions. According to World Health Organization, Kenya has made a remarkable progress in attaining a polio-free season for the 16 months, but warns that the fight is not over.
If we do not eradicate polio, which spreads quickly through communities, we will go back to the days where children were crippled at birth and really don't have a positive start on life. It is a disease that really does not have a cure. There may be a vaccine, but it must be caught when people are young.
I think in Kenya has done very well, really. We are now 16 months without a virus. The previous viruses were all imported from neighboring countries. So I think Kenya has done fairly well, but a lot still need to be done. We still have a lot of unvaccinated kids, so we want to encourage, again, our colleagues in Rotary and everyone really to make sure that kids are vaccinated through routine immunization.
Still on health matters, stakeholders in the health sector have emphasized the need for Kenya to leverage digital healthcare and artificial intelligence innovations as part of efforts to close gaps which hamper the delivery of quality healthcare to rural and undeserved communities. Speaking during the World Health Expo 2025 conference held in Nairobi, the Expo sales director Shane Fleming termed digital healthcare as the next big thing, adding adding that the new technology now allows medical testing to be done in remote areas with real-time results transmitted directly to doctors, improving diagnosis and treatment outcomes. The expo, which drew attendance of over 200 exhibitors and 5,000 visitors, including global innovators, manufacturers and health experts, also served as a platform to equip healthcare workers with the latest knowledge, tools and strategies to enhance patient safety and care standards.
Obviously, digital healthcare is going to be the big thing moving forward in the coming years. I feel it's a real way of breaking through to a tough market in terms of if people are living in remote areas and do not have access to the quality of healthcare that they deserve. I think the biggest intention from us here as an exhibition is giving access. That is to the distributors, to the hospitals, to the healthcare clinician groups that come to the show, who attend the CPD conferences that we run. They're here to be educated, from their peer group, from not just here in Kenya, but the wider African region. They're getting good advice as to how to implement new strategies, new techniques into improving healthcare and patient safety.
DAP Kenya parliamentary candidate for Malava, Seth Panyako, has called for the cancellation of the ongoing Kenya Defence Forces recruitment in the constituency, claiming the exercise has been tainted by corruption and favoritism. Speaking to residents of Sambuli village, Panyako alleged that some officials were soliciting bribes to influence the recruitment outcome and urged authorities to investigate the claims. He further assured his supporters that his campaign team has put in place robust measures to protect the integrity of the upcoming November 27th by-election. Dismissing claims that the vote could be rigged, Panyako also reiterated his call for transparency, accountability and ethical leadership in both local and national governance.
Recruitment ya wanajeshi ambayo imefanyika Malava sio ya haki. Kuandikwa kwa polisi hapa Malava na kuandikwa kwa wanajeshi ni haramu na ni corruption. Wasiwadanganya ati wataipa kura ndio mkataa kwenda kupiga kura. Waambie raundi hii hakuna mtu ataipa haki ya watu wa Malava, si ndio? Sababu kuipa kura ni kuipa haki yenu, si ndio? Inatakana mtu umechakua ndiye aende kwa bunge, si ndio?
From that, a day after the government extended the National Youth Opportunities Towards Advancement, alias Nyota validation exercise, hundreds of youths turned up for the exercise across the counties. Cabinet Secretary for Cooperatives and SMEs Development, Wycliffe Ambetsa Oparanya, overseeing the validation exercise in Western Kenya, lauded the youth for their active participation and enthusiasm, describing the high turnout as a testament to Kakamega's vibrant entrepreneurship spirit. Similar scenes were witnessed at the William Ole Ntimama Stadium in Narok, where hundreds of enthusiastic youth eager to benefit from the government empowerment initiative turned up. Narok County Deputy County Commissioner Jimmy Kemboi urged young entrepreneurs to turn up to access the funds and training opportunities.
Ufanye biashara na serikali ina recruit watoto kuanzia miaka 18 kufika 29. Ukiwa disabled 18 kufika 35. Uwe trained. Female 50%, male 50%. Uwe trained kwa mambo ya kufanya biashara. Alafu serikali ikupe 50,000. Hiyo kuanzisha biashara yako. Na mwene ujijengee hapo. Na pia tutakuonyesha sasa ukimaliza hiyo 50 unaona unataka expand stock yako, pesa utapata wapi? Tutakuonyesha, enda hapa utapata pesa.
We are carrying out the physical verification exercise for the Nyota business support. Here we are targeting the youth so that they can be able to get funded for the businesses.
Now, the Kenya Biosafety Authority's Western Kenya Region chapter has honored the late former Prime Minister Raila Odinga by planting more than 3,000 trees in Siaya County in an initiative aimed at promoting a cleaner environment in schools and surrounding communities. The authority's head, Joseph Odongo, said the exercise intends to enhance Odinga's legacy of conservation and also bolster community efforts to mitigate climate change.
We want these students at least to have that prior knowledge that there is something that do exist that is called biosafety. There's something that do exist that is called biotechnology. So if he interact with that particular thing in his future life, he's able to link. But we urge the government that in our curriculum, we need to incorporate some of these emerging technology and emerging areas like biosafety, issues to do with biotechnology.
Now, former Chief Justice David Maraga is calling on the government to ensure continuous voter registration runs smoothly and efficiently ahead of the 2027 general election. Speaking during the opening of the United Green Movement Party's Mombasa County office in Kisauni, Maraga urged IBC to conduct a door-to-door voter registration drive to reach more eligible voters, particularly in remote and marginalized areas. The former Chief Justice, who is also the UGM presidential flag bearer for 2027, expressed concerns over the slow pace of the ongoing exercise, warning that many Kenyans risk being locked out of the polls owing to low voter awareness.
Serikali inatakikana kuchukua huduma kwa wananchi, sio wananchi wanafuata serikali. Kwa hivyo maombi yangu ni kwa IBC. IBC ifanye mipango kamili, hata iwe inasunguka. Ifike mashinani inasunguka, kama ni hapa naita Dilima Kiswani, wakuje kila ward, wakuje. Hatutaki kuambiwa ati hawana wafanyikazi ya kutosha. Wanakuja ward hii, wanakaa hapa wiki moja, wanasonga ward nyingine ya next, wanafanya hivyo.
Another story from Mombasa County takes us to a short commercial break. Don't go too far. Still so much more coming your way.
Nilikuwa nimekosa kosa gani ndio anishike?
Lakini sasa unajua alikonya mambo ya ulevi.
Sikuwa mlevi.
Daddy, ulikuwa umeenda wapi?
Tulikuwa na mazungumzo na bwana chief.
La mwa minyago.
Ndakure fintu funda mangondo kose kono mino ni ndinyu mwana wevu.
Santa fanya ajaki.
Unabai, unapika, unashiba.
Lea Premium Flour, nurturing the world. Available in a store near you.
A world record holder in Paralympics, an icon and a mentor.
I'm happy I struggled so that many other people people with disability can be able to benefit. We are not yet there, lakini what I can say, we are somewhere. Things are changing. They cannot happen overnight, but I thank God things are happening. We are on the right direction.
Sylvia's world changed in a single moment when she finally came to know the diagnosis.
Embrace disability, mtupende, pende watoto wetu, juu cerebral palsy si contagious, haikushiki, haishikanishani.
And welcome back. You're watching Lunchtime News on KBC Channel 1. And our preparations to host over 20,000 lovers of culture and domestic tourism at the Amboseli National Park in early November are in the final stages after the government gazetted the park's transfer to the county government of Kajiado. The Ministry of Tourism and Wildlife gazetted the deed of transfer on Friday, marking the second last stage in the change of ownership process. The process of the transfer, which has taken 2 years, now waits the actual ceremony to exchange the relevant documents and seals, which is said to be the main highlight of the upcoming Ma Cultural and Tourism Festival scheduled to take place at the park from November 4th to 9th. The Ma Festival, a third edition, is meant to celebrate the rich Ma culture, with the platform expected to open economic opportunities for the locals.
Kutoka Narok, Nakuru, Samburu, Laikipia, Marsabit, of course na Kajiado, Kwale na kwinginepo, wote tutakuja hapa kusherehekea mila na desturi zetu. Tutakuwa pia na mgeni mashuhuri, Mheshimiwa Rais President Ruto, ambaye pia atahudhuria hafla hii kama ilivyo imekuwa kwa hizo za awamu ya mbele, na kama ilivyo kwamba mila na desturi za Kimaasai imekuwa kama ni mila na desturi ya taifa. Na kama jamii tunajifunia sana kwamba sisi wa Maasai tumeweza kuweka mila zetu, na tunakaribisha Wakenya na ndugu zetu marafiki wa Maa kuja kusherehekea mila hii na sisi, na kutakuwa pia na maonyesho za biashara wakati ya wiki ya mila hiyo.
Take you to Nakuru County, where residents of 17 villages in the volatile Banita settlement scheme in Rongai constituency want the government to vet afresh beneficiaries of a land titling program of the scheme's 14,000 acres to ensure fairness for all. Speaking in Banita through the chairperson Paul Kibate, the residents are vowed to deal with infiltration of illegitimate beneficiaries who are out to derail the process. They appeal to the Ministry of Lands to work with local elders to expedite land adjudication to ensure that the 230 families left out of the list of beneficiaries are included in the list of 3,175 others.
Tunataka wase wale walichaguliwa kwa kila village wapate kikao, wapewa authority, wasaishe, wafanyie amendment ile zinahitajika na matitles sipeanwe kwa wenyeji. Ndaule nini?
Tunaomba wale watu ambao juzi ilipatikana ya kwamba hawayuko kwa wale beneficiaries list, tafadhali wawekwe ndani ili tuweze kupokea title.
Hatutaki watu ambao wanachukua hii kisiasa. Kuna mtu wako sijui wapi anasema alikuwa Banita. Alikuwa Banita, mtu wa Banita mwenyewe hajapata shamba. Yeye alikuwa Banita hako wapi? Tumeenda mpaka kotini. Mpaka mwishowe tumekuja ADR. Na ikasema kwamba wananchi wakuja wakae chinzi wanataka shamba lao.
Tunataka tu haki itendeke. Na sisi tunapenda amani sana. Na ni haki kutendeke kwa kabila yote. Sisi watu hapa tuko na Turkana, Jaluo, Wakikuyu.
Take you to Migori County, where more than 100 persons with disabilities in Migori County have received financial support to strengthen their businesses and improve their livelihoods. The funds from a non-governmental organization are aimed at ensuring persons with disabilities in Migori County are included in development programs and have equal opportunities to access economic empowerment and social growth. Organizations working with the disabled say the inclusion and empowerment of PWDs has gradually improved. Those who received the funds are called for continued inclusion in all sectors, emphasizing that PWDs should be considered equally in all community programs and leadership roles.
People with disabilities were left out in a lot of activities, and they didn't have that self-esteem, not taking themselves as any other person. So when we had done the awareness, we got into the onboarding, that is enlisting those people that we can start with to see whether our idea of inclusion could work or not.
The challenges that we face as persons with disability are the accessibility challenges,
you find that most of these social amenities are not disability friendly. Like we have some other offices which are not having ramps, even some other hospitals and churches. Another challenge is acceptance.
Now, Kenya continues to face a major egg deficit, producing 4 billion eggs annually against a national demand of 9 billion eggs, prompting the importation of up to 5 billion eggs annually. It is this state of affairs that has seen Agriculture and Livestock Development Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe call for urgent change to increase the production of eggs. Speaking during a visit to the Kaldro Dairy Research Center in Msabaha, Kilifi County, Kagwe emphasized that food security can only be achieved through research, data and science-based farming decisions. He also called for greater youth involvement in agriculture, saying Kenya's farming future depends on innovation, technology and evidence-based policy, not routine or tradition. The CS too had ongoing research projects at the facility, including grafting of improved crop varieties and development of nutritious livestock feeds aimed at enhancing productivity and resilience.
One thing I have realized as I visited this place is when I went to the poultry farm, somebody mentioned to me that we are producing, is it 4 billion eggs? And the requirement is 9 billion. We need 9 billion eggs. So we are importing something like 5 billion eggs. Why should a country like Kenya be importing eggs? We shouldn't be importing eggs. I hear KFC is the main importer of eggs. Huh? Sorry? Kenchik. Sorry, not KFC. Kenchik is the main importer of eggs. So we need to do something about it, and I'm going to engage them with a view of seeing whether it is not possible for them to have extension farmers who we can work with in order for us to stop that importation. And we are doing the same. Any crop, anything that we are importing as a food, we want to make sure that in this country we are not doing that.
9 billion eggs. That is what you consume annually, 9 billion eggs. And away from that now, a netball tournament has been launched in Nthiwa, sub-county, Homa Bay County, to raise awareness on the rising cases of teenage pregnancies, HIV infections and gender-based violence. The event, organized by the elected member of County Assembly, Florence Ouma, in partnership with the Social Justice League, targeted women and girls in the community as a part of efforts to address the triple threat affecting the region. Speaking during the tournament, Ouma said the sporting event aims to unite women and create a platform for sensitization on key social and health issues. She urged residents to take a collective responsibility in protecting young girls, addressing domestic violence, and of course, promoting safe sexual practices to curb new HIV infections.
We need to go back to our communities. We need to go back to our people down there and talk to our people about the triple threat. What do we have in triple threat? We have the teenage pregnancies, we have HIV and AIDS, and then we have gender-based violence. And that is why I got into an agreement with the Social Justice League, whom we had agreed to co-sponsor this activity. Please let us go back to our houses, let us go back to our kitchens, let us go back to our dining tables and put our children down, talk to them. Please don't only talk to girls, but let us talk to both guys and boys.
And the youth in Bofa area, Kilifi County, are using sporting activities to attract their peers into the environmental conservation and restoration of mangrove forest in the area through an initiative dubbed the Najimudu Empowerment Initiative. A youth and women-led organization, the team aims to build climate-resilient communities by engaging youth, women and persons with disabilities to co-create inclusive and sustainable solutions. The group targets to plant at least 300,000 mangrove seedlings at the Kilifi Creek by 2030. led by the program's Chief Executive Officer Charity Adhiambo and Chairperson Petronila Wakeo. The organization has managed to attract the youth through sports like beach games and artwork. They have already planted 2,500 mangrove seedlings at the Kidundu beach in Mnarani Ward, while adopting a weekly cleanup exercise of 3 kilometers of beach line at Vidazini Beach through the initiative.
Hafla hii ni ya kipekee kwa ajili inajaribu kuambia jamii tunaweza unganisha michezo na pia upanzi wa miti kama vile mikoko.
Climate resilience and of preserving the nature and the coastline and everything that is related to wildlife, the nature in general along the coastline. That includes the mangroves, everything, and also conducting a beach cleanup once in a while.
And our entry is marked with an event dubbed Play for Nature, which integrates the aspect of sports, art and culture in the restoration of the environment.
And it's time for sports. So let's get sporty for a moment. Leeds claimed their first Premier League win at home since the opening day of the season to pile on the problems for dismal West Ham. The 2-1 result lifted Leeds up to 13th in the table, while the visitors remain second bottom after 7th loss in 9 league matches. Take a look.
A first-half double from captain Mikel Oyarzabal gave Real Sociedad a 2-1 win over Sevilla. Zachary Atekame scored with a long-range drive in injury time to rescue a 2-2 draw for Italian Serie A leaders AC Milan against bottom-side Pisa on Friday night.
Juan Cuadrado. It's broken for Tramoni. The whistle's gone. And it's a penalty to Pisa. Cuadrado scores for Pisa. His first goal for the club is the equaliser. San Miro. Nice sharp turn from him. Enzola's in behind. Enzola! Pisa have done it. Mbala Enzola left completely unattended. And in the second half, the newly promoted side have turned a deficit. Luka Modric. Atekame, it's gone in! Shemper unsighted, that's some redemption. Zachary Atekame at fault for Pisa's second.
And Werder Bremen picked up their third win of the season on Friday night as they defeated Union Berlin 1-0 at the Weser Stadium.
He's taken the ball a long way, top to finish it.
And that story marks the end of our lunchtime news here on KBC Channel 1. But to the fans of English Premier League, this is what to look up to this afternoon. Chelsea, Sunderland will be coming at 5 p.m. And of course, Newcastle versus Fulham are still 5 p.m. And then the great Manchester United will be facing Brighton at 7:30 East African time. And of course, later on, Brentford versus Liverpool at 10 p.m. My name is Giverson Maina. Your sign language interpreter is Byron Aboli. On behalf of everybody who made this newscast a success, we say thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Hivi wewe usomi magazeti?
Wewe ukaniletea mtoto wa kiume, yatawezekana pi chumba hiki na chumba hiki?
Kuna ubaya gani?
Wewe, tengeneza chai ya watu wawili. Fanya faster. Wewe amechoka, anasikia njaa, hana bwana, hana mume. Na huyu umesikia mwenyewe amesema hana nini jamaa.
Sasa wewe kuja hapa.
Mzigo unaachia nani? Nisaidie kwa muda tu. Unaachia nani mzigo?
Lazima atatoka ndani ya nyumba. Aende akafe mbele.
Ni wajibu wako wewe Mkenya kila kukicha kuomba Mungu Kenya iwe vile ilivyo.
Na mimi naomba sana.
Kaya musha. It is always a good time on Bridge over Congo.
Catch us every Saturday from 10 p.m. till midnight.
Join me, the Rumba Supreme Leader, the Grand Ayatollah Simeon Mfumu Kimbango, and
Winnie Marie Jose, Bridge over Congo.
Mungu esilakana nzungute kasielenge Mungu esilakana.
Chumvi huyeyuka chunguni, lakini ladha yake hubakia.
Jambo mtazamaji mahali popote ulipo, mchana wa leo ni fahari yangu kujumuika nawe kwenye makala mengine ya Dunia Wiki Hii yanayoandaliwa na kuletwa kwako kwa ushirikiano mkubwa wa KBC Channel 1 na shirika la Shinua. Na kama ilivyo ada kwenye makala haya mtazamaji, tumekuandalia mengi kutoka ulingo wa kimataifa, ikiwemo taarifa